Welcome to Stormworks Unlimited. My name is Tater, and this boat is called Seize the Day. And Seize the Day is a boat I made a long time ago for trawling, and I kind of made it even before nets came out. It was originally designed to run Zizo's trawling mod. So after running Zizo's trawling mod, it came time to get the new fishing nets. So I upgraded this to the fishing nets, and then out came lobster pots. And I've decided that this is kind of more of a crusty old crab boat than a good trawler. So I made a crusty old crab boat out of it. Originally it was just a plain white with some blue striping, but I decided to go ahead and clean it up a little bit and make it a little bit prettier. So this video is all about Seize the Day, and Seize the Day will be going on the workshop where you guys can download it and play with it. But I'm going to show you guys how to use it and how to catch crabs, how to stow your crabs in your boat, how to reset everything, and then how to unload it. So let's go ahead and jump straight in and get started. So up here we have some anchor controls. These control your anchor for your boat. There's one on each side. They don't have a magall or anything. They're more just cosmetic, but they do go up and down. But let's jump straight into the cabin here. So first things first, grab a hold of the control handle and fire up the engines. And we're going to pull on out into the harbor here, or out of the bay, out of the harbor. And we're going to go ahead and get our crab pot set. Now, first thing about these crab pots is you got to make sure you're in at least 40 meters of water. Anything anything more than 40 meters of water, and the buoy line that goes to the crab pot is not long enough. The winch line is only good for 40 meters of water, so make sure you're in no more than 40 meters of water. Okay, we're pulling out of the harbor now. Let's go ahead and dial it back down to around 10, somewhere 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 knots is a good speed to deploy these things at. You can actually deploy them at any speed, but around this speed gets them within a good proximity to one another. So you just hit that button. That is the buoy deploy button, and it raises them up and gets them ready to be dropped into the water. So you just hit the brake, turn the brake off, and if it gets hung up, that's no big deal. It'll usually go on its own, or sometimes you might have to move the one next to it. All you gotta do is go through and hit all these buttons real quick and dump them off the side of the boat. You want to let them space out a little bit because of these electrical connectors. If they're too close together, they'll kind of snap together, which is probably going to happen on that set. Let's try to move one of these other ones first. There we go. But if they do, all you have to do is click on them with E or Q, and it'll release them from each other. So, okay, we have them all set in the water. Let's turn our buoy deploy system back off. I'm actually going to run up here, and I'm going to throttle the boat back. So the boat does have autopilot. It has lights, nav lights. It even has windshield wipers. It has some spotlights that are adjustable up here, and all the little dials. I tried to keep this one pretty simple. Doesn't have a whole lot of logic to it, because I know a lot of you guys like to play multiplayer fishing. So we keep it pretty simple and keep it multiplayer friendly. First things first, though, we're going to lower our ramp and get ready to pick up our buoys. Now, if we look at our buoys, we should see that they have a yellow light flashing. The yellow light means that they are not full and are not ready to be picked up. So we want to go downstairs and we want to sleep. And we actually want to override time, turn that off. But while we're here, we're going to do a little tour. We have the head there, captain's quarters. We have a bunk room. We have your basic infirmary. We have a galley. We have the engine room. This is where we keep the pumps. If you need to work on a pump, you can get in there and work on it. This area here, this big thing, is actually what holds all your crabs. So let's go ahead and just sleep. Tight quarters. And we want to sleep for no less than 2 days. If you one day you'll get like 12 crabs, 2 days you should get a full load of crabs, but sometimes you don't. So if you just sleep for 3, you pretty much got it. Okay, let's wake up and cruise up. If I can find the way out, and cruise upstairs and start hauling these things in. So I want to jump back up on the helm. I'm going to tab out. And this boat does feature bow thrusters, so we can actually move ourselves. It's actually a very maneuverable boat, so we can turn ourselves a little bit. We're going to click it into reverse, which is right here. Throttle it up a little. And we're going to back it in until it's in that little notch right there. And that's plenty close. So all we need to do now is jump on this control handle. And we're going to go ahead and lower our winch down. Now you can run it with the controls on the control handle, or you can manually control it. We might have to go a little bit more. Let's see where we're at. Usually when it's swinging around like that, it'll pick it up no problem. Well, looks like we might miss it on this one. Gotta go up just a little bit. Oh, a little more. And a fuzz down, but I can actually just go like this. Come on, grab it, baby. Gotta go down a little bit. Why? There it goes. Just took it a minute. So once it hooks up, go ahead and winch up. Sometimes it is best to roll the crane all the way back just to keep everything from hitting the boat. And you can see as soon as I started pulling up on it, it lifted the crabs up out of the water, and then we can rotate this thing up here like this till we're over our cargo hold. So we want to open up the cargo bay doors just like that, and then we're going to winch it down until it's pretty much sitting on the deck like that, just like so. It doesn't have to be real particular, but the release button is right here. So when it comes back around again, we're just going to bonk that. Boop. And it's releasing our crabs into our cargo hold. There we go. And if one hangs out down there like that, it's not a big deal. He'll eventually fall in. But you want to make sure that you turn off. Where is the button? The button. Before you put it back in the water. And in order to release it, winch it back up. And rotate it back out the back of the boat. And flip this one over here. Which drops you back in the water for it to redeploy. And its lights, once again, have turned yellow. And it's okay if it goes down underwater. That's just fine. It's going to come back up on its own. So you'll see that these ones who are full have a blue light flashing. And they're a little deep in the water for some reason lately. But this one's back up, ready to go. Like so. And I'm not going to go ahead and spend the time to do all of them, but what we are going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to unload the crabs. So let's go ahead and jump back up into the bridge. And it's going to tell us right here how many crabs we have in the cargo hold. We have 16. So we need to go over here to the fish gantry. And I'm actually going to use my bow thruster to do most of the work for me. Of course, I put all these buoys right in the way. I'll click my reverse off. And I'm going to turn over here. Now this boat, it works perfectly fine with infinite fuel and infinite electric turned off. I just turned on infinite fuel so you guys don't have to look at all the smoke while we try to do this. So but it is fully functional in advanced mode. Okay, so what we want to do is just kind of pull up next to this thing here. And I have it lowered down already to about the height I need. It's not perfect, but it's going to be somewhat pretty close. And I'm going to use the rudder and the bow thrusters to kind of just slide it on top of the deck like that. And we're going to just cruise forward a little bit more. We can actually shut it off right here if we so choose. So I'm going to go ahead and jump out of the boat and show you guys how to hook it up. So what we want to do is we want to winch out on these winches, and we want to turn that mag all on, and we're just going to go over here and we're going to hook it up on the port side of that thing, and we're going to do the same thing on this guy here. We're going to try to get this one on the right hand side of it as best as we can. That's good enough. So all we do now is winch it in on both winches. Just click the in button. And the vacuum's already turned on, I believe, on this thing. So when it gets over this, we have 16 crabs. We should hear it start to pull the crabs out of the boat and into the cell point. It's actually pulling the boat closer to where it needs to be. There we go. And we sold a full load of crabs. All we have to do is just unhook it. Probably not like bungee cord mode. You should slack them a little before you do it. But that is all there is to it. And then just maneuver it back out the side of the boat, kind of how we put it in there. So it'll actually go usually right through the gaps in the railing without any issues. And I'm just using my bow thruster to turn my boat completely to the left. Is it gonna do it? Is it gonna do it? It's gonna get kind of hung up, I think. Can't really see because my camera angle is kind of funky. There it goes, went right through there. So you can usually just kind of fish it out like that and then just throttle up and you're gone. And then what you guys can do, I believe the cargo hold is good for about 4 full loads from every pot on the boat. So if you picked it up 4 times, you'll have to come in and sell. But it's good for like 720 crabs or something like that. So once you get it full, I just leave my crab pots right in the water. I don't even bother picking them up. But you have 10 crab pots to play with. So pick them up, drop them, sleep, you know, and repeat. I think you can do it 4 times, maybe 4.5 before you're full. You could also leave crabs, if you're not going very far, I believe you can leave them sitting in here. I don't think they're going to come out of there. So you might be able to get away with a big pile of them in there too. But anyway, guys, this boat is going to go on the workshop. And like I said before, I'll be releasing other boats and other creations of mine as I finish them up. I have a ton of old stuff that I figured on just kind of polishing up and getting it out on the workshop. But if you check out my Discord, you'll get all the updates on that. Hit the like and subscribe button so you can get more updates on my YouTube channel. Not only that, it helps support the channel. And thank you guys for watching. I will catch you on the next one.